And we are live. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Beyond the Kai podcast, episode 27. And on tonight's podcast, we are going to talk about mm, the character of Miguel Diaz from Cobra Kai. So yeah. Um, and before we do any of that, I would like to bring on some people. First we have um my co-host and friend Melissa.
Bonsai, what bonsai? How's everybody doing?
Oh, it's
Uh,
good.
yeah. Hey, bonsai Cobra Kai rappers. How you doing?
Yo, what's up,
How's
dude?
your week? So, before we get into the topic at hand,
Oh,
I
oh, and we have one more guest.
yep. Let's bring him on.
W- Another friend of ours, and he's Jake the Snake.
Yo, what's up,
All
guys?
right,
Yo, what's up?
Yo,
bonsai, Jake the Snake.
bonsai, Melissa.
Hi, how's it going?
Let's see.
It's going good.
Yeah.
I'm
How's your week?
I am still trying to figure out StreamYard.
Yeah, we all are. We all
Jill
are
says
trying.
she'll be here in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So, before we get into the topic at hand, or anything else, I wanted to bring awareness of something that happened yesterday, of like a traumatic event. I
Yeah.
was gonna bring it up. I was gonna bring it up yesterday. But Joe postponed. I was gonna bring it up on Herd, but Joe postponed it. At the last minute. So I guess it'll have to be next week. And so I'm gonna mention it here, and I'll mention it again probably next week. But there was a shooting incident at FSU, and there were some people who were killed, and some people who were injured, and some people who were around the area who heard the gunshots and who were very traumatized
Oh, wow.
by that experience, as well as have family members who are just as traumatized and full of full of grief, and full of grief, and it was very horrible, and it's very, very horrible. My niece goes there, and she happened to hear, and she happened to hear the gunshots, and it was very it's it the guy that was responsible was very psychotic, and I just wanted to mention it so that we could have a moment where we honor the people who we we honor the people who were affected by it the most, who were either killed or injured, or like I said, traumatized, and we 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 pray for their families. We pray for the families who are affected by it the most, and I wanted to mention it to bring awareness to it. Thankfully, my niece is okay. She wasn't hurt. She wasn't shot.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
She just heard it. And what's scary and what I wanted to bring about that, why I want a big part of why I wanted to bring that up is because when she heard it, she thought she was going to die. And I wanted to bring that up because in case of anybody in this chat has any loved ones or friends that are at FSU, or who might have experienced that, who they themselves have had that
Oh no,
same
not
traumatic
this again.
experience.
I didn't mean to send that. I didn't mean to send that.
Whatever. Not paying attention. So I wanted to bring that up in case if anybody has, in case if anyone can relate it to that, has been through a similar tragedy, or again has family, and for all the families and friends who have loved ones and friends that are down there. I just wanted to bring awareness so that they know that they have our support, and that our thoughts and prayers are with each and every one of them. Anything you guys would like to add on that?
I hope that I hope your niece is okay still.
She's okay physically. Emotionally, she's not okay, and that's something else too I want to bring up, is that while sometimes you never know what's going on inside a person's head. I mean, physically you can always see what's going on, but emotionally you never know what's going on. They may say they're okay, they may act like they're okay, but emotionally speaking, more than likely they're not okay, especially after something like this. So my advice is that you reach out to these people. That who that 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 have been through something traumatic like this, or if they have family, friends down in that area, ask how they're feeling, ask how they're doing. Just reach out to them, let them know that you're there, and just try to support, just support them in a way that they know that it's okay to, they don't have to, that it's okay to be sad, break down. It's, especially, when they've been through something so emotionally traumatizing like that. It's okay. It's okay to do that. To all of their family members, to any of their family members and friends, it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
They don't have to act, not to say that they're acting okay, physically, not to say that they're acting okay, but they don't have to force themselves to be okay.
Yeah.
Just for the
and this topic is a very serious topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying.
So everyone in the chat, for those who are with us now, to those who are watching this video later on, just say a prayer for everyone who is at the FSU, for their families, for their friends, and for they themselves.
Yeah.
And maybe we should take just maybe like one moment to maybe we should all take just like maybe one moment to pray, to just pray that God's watching over them, over everyone who needs his watching over, his guidance.
Oh yeah.
So let's take that moment.
Absolutely. Oh, I am.
Hold on.
Okay. Let's see. Um, Beyond Kai, what's up? Yo, what's up? Alyssa, and hope your night is. Yep. Yeah. Um, I'm praying for you, for the people at the FCU. Alyssa, I'm sorry you went through that, but I'm glad your niece is safe and God bless. I'm sending out my prayers. Uh, Let's- uh, I'm here for you, Melissa, and anyone else. Anyone for anything. Okay. Yo, Jim Tim. Okay. Yeah, Jim Tim, I already banned him already, so I'm good. Right now we are just waiting for Melissa to get back so we can talk about Miguel Diaz.
Hey guys. Sorry about that.
Hey, what's up?
Nah, nothing much. Hi Jim Tim. Uh uh yeah, it's just been a little bit crazy, but yeah, I'm interested in getting into the topic at hand now.
Yeah.
Miguel Diaz, El Sempiente, the world champion.
What's your best Miguel Diaz season?
That would be so hard. That's so hard. Well, I'd have to say probably where it all began, season 1, because that was sort of like that was not just the beginning, but that was the buildup to
Yeah,
where he was gonna
yeah, true.
to where he um to where he became like him like him knowing him understanding in that moment what it means to be a champion, to the point where he actually becomes a world champion. Like I think like season 1 was where it's his peak moment. It's you know, like where he understands why, you know, how much of an how much he understands why disregarding your moral compass is kind of like just having like a trophy doesn't make you a champion, you know? Like, because
Yeah,
when that moment where he realized where he won the All Valley, but lost Sam in the process because of how he acted, like that was an awakening, you know? But at the same time though, you know, throughout the course of the show, throughout the course of the episodes, he really he really showed he really showed a lot of characterization, like where he kind of like showed in a sense, like when you look at it, um he kind of showed like this is what would have happened, like this is the road Daniel would have gone down if Daniel, you remember like that moment like where Daniel went to Cobra Kai and Karate Kid 1, like where he saw the dojo, he went inside, and the only thing that kept him from joining was seeing Johnny
yeah,
there as a student. This kind of, in a sense, parallels that, where it shows like this is what Daniel would have become. Like this is the road Daniel would have gone down had had he not left Cobra Kai as soon as he saw Johnny.
yeah,
And it's like Miguel kind of like sees the teachings, like the holes in the teachings firsthand,
yeah,
you know, by experience.
yeah. And look what happened to Daniel in Karate Kid Part 3. How he went
Yeah,
to Cobra Kai.
right. But see, the thing of it is, though, he saw like he was being intoxicated by Terry Silver's version
Y-
of Cobra Kai,
Yeah,
like not John Kreese's. Like Miguel was being exposed in season 1 to John Kreese's teachings through Johnny. at that that moment.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember.
Hi, Jim Tim, and also Cobra Kai rappers. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. Means a lot. Thank you very much. So did you guys already do your favorite Miguel moment? Favorite Miguel season?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So what's your favorite?
um, my favorite Miguel season is season 6
Okay.
because that's where he won the Saikai Taikai.
Okay. Yeah, and he felt, and because it's something that was
Yeah.
generally earned for his character. Okay. All right. What about you, Jake? Did Jake go?
Um, I think he's playing Marvel Rivals right now. So
Oh, okay.
maybe that's why.
All right. Oh, okay. So Cobra Kai rapper from 2000s he said my favorite Miguel moment is his and Johnny, his reconciling with Robbie thanks to Johnny. Yeah, that was the best. Yeah. This is the season. Like, we're talking about the season, but yeah,
Yeah.
moments count too. I think we're probably going to get into moments. Um and that's a good one. Do you want Underground, do you want to maybe invite Cobra Kai rappers if he's to come on here if he's up for it?
Yeah. Yeah. If he wants to. If
Yeah,
he wants to.
rappers, would you like to come? Would you like to come up on the stream and share share the glory with us?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Oh my God. Why haven't I made a mod yet?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
was just
why
wondering.
haven't I made a mod yet?
Yeah, Cobra Kai rappers, you're gonna get modded
Yeah.
as well as being able to join if you would like to. But yeah, that's why season 1 Miguel I would say is my best, because I would say for me is his best season, because just like that's where it all began, like that's like that's where he really like uh that is
Okay.
just
Hold
where
on.
he like
Hold on.
he,
Wait. Go ahead, Melissa. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's just where he just like really you could really see his character his character really shine, like that's where his character was really really the best, I would say, because that was just like that was just the beginning of him, like he like that's where you could see his growth.
Yeah.
And that's just where I mean the fact that he was being exposed to Cobra Kai before he met Daniel, and he could see John Kreese's Cobra Kai, and he could see the flaws in it. He could see like the holes, and he kind of like dipped his toes a little bit in the kind of like hello.
What's
Is that
up?
you? Wait, what's up? Oh, hey, what's up, CVO?
Yeah,
Hey,
what's
what's
up?
up? Yo, Underground.
the fact that he
Yeah,
was
what's up?
the fact that he was kind of like getting in touch with his inner darkness, his inner dark side, um in that season, and realized at the end what that to the point where he was willing to do just about anything to win, to the point and only for him to realize what even at the expense of his own morals, only to the point where he realized just what that win, just what winning that way had cost him, was really like it was just the beginning. It was the beginning of a great character. Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing
Hey, what's
Oh,
up?
thank you. What's up? What's up?
This is rappers.
yeah, this is Cobra Kai rapper joining us for the first time.
Can
It's my
I
first time
say something
doing it
real
on
quick?
a YouTube stream. Yeah,
Yeah,
first time doing it on a YouTube stream. Yeah, I thank you for inviting me, of course.
No problem.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to say, CVO?
Can I answer this question, Underground, that you put in the thing, the banner? Because I don't think I answered this question yet.
Oh wait.
What's your best Miguel Diaz season?
Yeah.
Now, for me personally, because this is Miguel Diaz from one of the main characters of the show, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I did tell a lot of people about this a while ago. I'm gonna be real honest. After season 3, Miguel's character hasn't been the same for me. So if I had to pick a season, the best season for me personally, it's either season 2 or 3. It's one of those two. They're both like very close to me.
Okay.
Like season 2 and 3 are like very close. I love
Okay.
both those seasons. Like, because season 2, you saw Miguel coming back to his old self, where he's finally realizing the whole no mercy thing is a bad thing. Like he's listening to
Yeah.
Johnny in season 2, and then in season 3 we see Miguel. He's in a coma. He woke up. He's trying to walk again. He's trying to go back to his fighting wise. All that stuff, which was a pretty cool arc. But then after season 3, I'm like, what happened to Miguel? Like, this is not the Miguel I know from the first 3 seasons. It's not the same Miguel. And then that's why I'm gonna make a video on the problem I have with the newer seasons of Cobra Kai, because I do see the problems now. I do see it. I rewatched most of the seasons. I see the problems now. Like, I understand where people are coming from. So yeah, season 2 or season 3 is the best one.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to continue just what I'm saying. I'm almost done. To continue off of what I was saying, why season 1 for me is because I feel like it was the best. Like, we got sort of like the best balance of Miguel in that season. Like, we got like he was this good kid, and towards the end and sort of like in the middle towards the end he was getting in touch with his inner dark side, and he was kind of like dipping his toes in it, and he, to the point where he wanted to win at all costs, even if it meant sacrificing his own morals to do it. And it wasn't until like the end he realized what that win just cost him. I mean, yeah, he got the win, but he got the trophy, but he didn't get the win, and he realized that at the end, and at the end of the season. And I kind of like that. I kind of like where you get to see Miguel as the person in season 1. And
Well, look who we got here.
Look, it's a rare Jedi Joey
Yo,
sighting. What's
The
going
man
on? Oh
himself.
my gosh. A rare Jedi Joey sighting. I'm so That's a good
Awesome.
question. That's a good question.
Hey,
What
Yeah, so I'm
what's
pretty much
Miguel
done.
Diaz
So yeah, that's why season 1 is my favorite. That's why season 1 is my favorite, because I
Yo,
feel
Joe,
like that's
what's
the
up?
season where we get
Yeah.
to,
So
I feel
season
like that's
one
the season where we get
so
to
season
know.
1 is a good
um,
season because but I feel like that's like Miguel's origin season.
Yeah,
You know what I'm gonna say?
that's what I'm saying. Like, we
say
get
a
to
bolder,
know.
I'm gonna say a bolder answer. And maybe I'm
Okay.
wrong. I think I'm right.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
I think Miguel's best season is season 5.
You know
Okay.
what, Joe?
Oh, okay.
Can I say something, Joe, real quick? I
Yeah.
will say, even though the whole Mexico storyline wasn't really that much, I will say though, Season 5 Miguel was a menace, bro. Season 5 Miguel was a menace, bro. It was
Yeah.
untouchable.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
he starts off
didn't
the
you,
season.
CBO, didn't you just say though that after season 3, Miguel kind of like dropped off?
Even though he dropped off, like he's not like there, he still has his fighting skills. I'm
Hey,
not gonna
Jim
deny.
Tim. How are you, Jim Tim? I mean, the
I'm
fact
not
that he
even
showed from the
denying
beginning
Miguel's
fighting
fighting skills.
adults, and remember, all the kids eventually got stronger in season 5. But remember,
Yeah, they
in the dojo battle, Sam and Miguel and Hawk were probably the only ones that were actually victorious over their opponents. But
Yeah.
but the good news is, but with Hawk's situation, we don't really count it because it's Kyler, man. It really doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not counting that, so I agree with that.
Well, like Miguel was able to not only take out Kenny, but take out
Thank
multiple opponents. So
You know what? Can I say something real quick, Joe?
Yeah.
I am so glad Miguel kicked Kenny so many times in that season. I
That
could
was
not
one of the
stand
most
Kenny in
beautiful
season 5.
moments of that season. That was one of the most beautiful moments. I love that part.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys I predicted that?
But
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
you did
so like
predict
I
it,
said,
Did I ever tell
alright,
you guys
so
that?
yeah,
That I
I
predicted
think
that
we're gonna.
series?
Answer your
What
Did I
question?
tell you
What's
about
on?
that, Underground?
Yeah, you didn't ask a question, giving.
Oh,
girl.
I think he's talking. Hold on, guys. I think he's talking about the comment he said about CVO. Stop there, Miguel. I never
Oh.
said. Okay, just because. Here's the thing you're not understanding. Okay, I never once said Miguel was silent. I said his character is not the same anymore. Not sideline, the same anymore. The Miguel.
But that's not a question though. He's giving us a hard time about.
Who is giving girl?
I don't
It's
know,
not
but
even a
can I?
I
question,
have
though.
no idea.
Hold on. I want to answer.
this
I want to
a-
answer
hold
this.
on,
Let
hold
me
on,
answer
hold on.
this. I want to answer this question. It's not, even though it's not a question, I'm gonna answer anyways. Giving girl. I never once said Miguel was silent. I just said his character was the same. Season 4, Miguel in season 4 was terrible. I don't care what it says. Miguel in season 4 was overrated. I don't care what anyone says. That Miguel was overrated. I do not like that Miguel. Season 5 Miguel, I'm gonna give season 5 Miguel a pass because he was a menace. He was going crazy. Season 6 Miguel, I do not like season 6 Miguel because here's my reason. Yes, he won the Sakataka, but where was the build up to that? Where was the build up? There was no build up to it.
Go ahead, Jake.
Giving girl, can I just say, you didn't even ask a question. You were leaving comments, but you never once asked a question.
Joe is angry at you. Probably angry at you. That's why he looks angry. He's angry at you.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah, you're giving us a hard time about missing your question. You never once asked us a question, bro. You were
Yeah.
in the comments, but you never once asked us a question.
Yeah.
Dude,
All right.
Who
So
is- Damn, Joe looks angry. Oh, sorry, giving girl. I just went to go grab a snack. Giving girl. Let me ask you this: how long has giving girl been in here? When did she start? Or they start being
Hold
on?
on, I'm gonna check. Hold on.
I'm just curious. I'm not worried, but I don't think it's silver because they said delete the link. I just am wondering about a question I have for them.
They just made their
I
account
think
today.
she came in.
Oh, they
I think she
did
came in around the same time.
But we also
CBO.
need to remember sometimes people join YouTube at random days. Any day could be considered, so it doesn't always mean it's silver. In fact, they say
Right.
they say that they delete the link. If it was silver, they wouldn't want us to delete the link because you could use
Right.
it.
Yeah. I
true.
was just
That's
saying.
true.
He came in. That she came in. She came in around the same time CBO came on the live stream. But yeah, like I said, that's that for season 1. Like that's my favorite season of Miguel because I feel like that's the first time because I feel like that's where we get introduced as to see Miguel as a person. You know,
Okay.
from the inside and out. You know. All right. So now whose turn is it?
Oh,
Whose turn is it,
Giving girl, I was gonna ask you: are you subscribed to everyone here? Like, do you follow all of us? This is the first time I saw you. If you want great content and you want to see Q&A streams, also I have a question, guys.
What's
Underground, you've been doing these Q&A streams a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
I do like Q&As when I play games and stuff. But do you guys want me to start doing more like regular, like weekly, like regular Q&As in StreamYard and restream so you guys can just like come in and just like ask questions?
Yeah.
I
But
would,
I've been considering doing it. I just want to know if enough people are going to show up for it.
I would prefer it not being restreamed though, Joe, because
No,
you
I
know
can
how
do
the issue.
StreamYard. I can do StreamYard. I still no. I've never
You
been
know how the
subscribed to you
issue is.
guys,
You know
especially
how
doing Jake.
you know how the
Okay.
issue is. You know how the issue is with restream. With my, it doesn't like me.
No, I know. That's why I said we can use StreamYard until my
I don't
time.
know why.
Giving Girl. So here's the thing. So Jake and I, we can send you links. Otherwise, we can tell you how to find us. You can find me at Jedi Joey 66. You can find Jake at Jake the Snake. So
Here, hold up. Let me put both our links in the chat. Hold
Oh,
on.
I'm gonna drop the link in the chat.
Joe.
Yep.
Joe.
Wait, guys. We have to also do. We also have to finish this. What's your best Miguel Diaz season? And I think Rapper. I think you.
Yeah, Joe already gave
Right?
his.
Well, yeah,
Joe-
Rap. I'm talking about Rapper.
Okay.
Rapper, did you go?
Is he on mute?
I'm not sure.
So there, Cobra Kai Rapper. Oh, I didn't even notice your picture for the stream underground. That's a great picture. I like that photo.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Hey, Joe. Have you ever just did a live without using StreamYard or Restream just by YouTube?
I can do that. I can do that. I normally do regular streams like this to do because of it having guests on it, right? But
yeah,
maybe what I could do is I did a while ago. I was doing like Jedi Joey, just like live streams that had like structured topics. But I think I'll just start doing regular. I'll set a schedule, and maybe like every Monday at a certain time during the day, and every Tuesday, I'll go live. I'll go live on just YouTube and do regular Q&As. Oh, thank you, Giving Girl. So,
all right. That's cool. That's cool, Joe. So Rapper, your turn. What's your favorite Miguel Diaz season?
I still can't hear him.
Underground's the only one that can tell he's on mute. Because his scream.
Yeah.
Here,
yeah, I don't have him on mute.
Hey,
thank you, Giving Girl.
What about you, Jake? What's your favorite Miguel season?
Yeah.
Honestly, I do agree with you, Melissa. I think season 1 might be his best season. Like, that was peak Miguel right there.
Yeah.
Great answer.
All right.
Miguel best season was
That's
season
true.
1
That's
because
a good way to look. It depends.
focused on him.
It depends what aspect of
true.
Miguel. It depends what aspect of
Yeah,
Miguel
that's
you
what,
really
that's,
wanted
what,
to see.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where we got first. I feel like that's the first time we both got introduced. We got introduced to Miguel, both as a person, both of who he is as a character and as a person, like both on the inside and on the outside.
I just don't like starter seasons because starter seasons is kind of like having a cheat code, right? You enter a story, and then immediately your new character becomes interesting when they're properly written, and then that's the beginning of their story. I am a person. Chosen, I have the floor real quick. Give me a second, then you can go. I am a person who believes in evolution and progress.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's why I think you show by season 5 that Miguel has grown. Because while season 1 was a great season in terms of skills, Miguel as a person was not always likable.
Yeah, true. You're
I feel like in season 5, you're getting a well-rounded arc. you're getting a great fighter mixed with someone who has mended his fences. He's no longer he's back with Sam. I don't know what's going on, my mic, but I can hear yours clearly. I'm using my phone for live. No worries.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
no
I was
worries.
gonna say, I was gonna add on to what Joe was gonna say, though. I was gonna add on to what Joe was gonna say because I do want to make a good point. I do agree with you, and you know the one thing I don't like about some of these Miguel fans, and I keep hearing this from the Miguel fans. I see the Miguel fans saying, "Oh, season 1 Miguel was prime Miguel." What are you talking about? Season 1 Miguel would get destroyed by Axel, or season 6 Miguel.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
Like
yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
fighting skills, season 1 Miguel is terrible. In terms of fighting skills, I'm sorry.
Oh
Yes, he has
yeah,
a
yeah.
great.
No. In terms of fighting, yeah.
No, I mean in terms of here's the thing. In terms of mentality wise, I think Miguel's mentality in the earlier seasons were way better. Because look at the Miguel in his fight with Hawk in the Coyote Creek. That was Miguel's mentality's prime.
Yes.
I
I
agree.
that,
In
Chosen.
terms of
I do agree.
mentality and fighting, absolutely. I'm talking about in terms of character.
I know. I'm
in
just mentioning
terms-
what the Miguel fans are saying. Because the Miguel fans are saying, "Oh, that's his prime self." I'm like, what are you talking
No,
about?
I agree. I agree. Later seasons, like seasons 5 and seasons 2, those are his best fighting
I feel like
moments.
even though season 6, like Chosen has his opinion of Miguel not being like that a lot of people aren't super happy with his arc. I personally, when it comes to season 5, why I choose season 5 is not only because of his skills, but because to me, in my opinion, by season 5, if Miguel didn't get any major wins in season 6, I would be fine. Because
That's the thing, Joe. Like I don't. That's the big
feel like
issue.
I feel like season 5 really, really wrapped up his character perfectly.
And here's the thing, Joe. People keep giving the excuse of, "Oh, he won the Sekai, but where was the build up to that? There was no build up to
I mean,
winning the
don't get me
tournament.
wrong. I'm still
I
expecting.
agree. I agree with you guys. Like for me, the way I see it, no matter how they ended the show with Miguel, he was gonna get not only a good ending, but a win, no matter what. It didn't
I
have to
do
be a
not
tournament
like
win.
it.
It didn't have to be a tournament win. I'm talking about a win in other ways.
It also pisses me off too because
win.
here's the thing that pisses me off is that you're saying the writers are like, "Oh, guys, Miguel needs to win because he needs to get to Stanford." He already got to Stanford before the match, so what was the point of that whole arc in part 1? What was the whole
Here's the
point?
real question that nobody's asking though, that I'm not gonna trick people with.
Okay, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
You guys ready? Each of us are gonna go around the room. We're each gonna say an answer for this. We'll play a little game.
Okay.
We're gonna do 2 games. Okay? So first game is gonna be, what, in your opinion, and give your reasons why, is Miguel's best fight scene in the history of the whole show? And here's the catch. They have to be standalone fights. No, whoa, what is that? No team ups, anything. And then
can I go first, Joe?
in a sec, I'm going to explain the second category after. The second category is going to be.
What happened? What's going on?
I don't know. The screen was going crazy. But the second category, you lost Jay.
You want to explain it again? Because
did you miss it, Underground? Okay.
Yeah, I missed it.
The first question is going to be, we're going to play a game. Everyone's going to go around the room. We're going to start with Chosen. And I'm going to have to pick a standalone Miguel fight scene. Say why it's your favorite. Say it's your favorite and why. We explain it in detail.
I will explain it in detail.
And then the second category is, what is Miguel, in your humble opinion, Miguel's best fight move?
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yep.
Wait, what is the second question, Joe? The second one?
Oh, you missed it? I said the second one is, you have to explain, in your opinion, what is Miguel's best fight move. He's won a variety of different martial arts over time, but every character has a move that, maybe one move they use a lot is more efficient than this other move, but this move is their absolute killer move, their move that never gets old, right? It's just, he can do it forever, and it's just constantly timeless.
Okay,
so,
I'm going to go first.
Chosen. Are you doing the fight scene first?
Yeah, the fights. I know a lot of people are gonna say Miguel and Axel. I'm gonna be honest, that fight was terrible. I don't care when say
This
that
is
fight was
completely
lazy.
anyone's individual opinion. You get the floor to say for your time whatever you
All right,
say.
so the fight that I think is the best is his coma fight, the coma fight in season 3, and I'm gonna explain why that's the best fight. It's because he was fighting through death, bro. This dude was fighting through death. Like you don't realize how serious that is. Like that's the most serious thing Miguel has went through. He's fighting through death to that coma, and then by the end of it, he managed to, win the fight. He woke up from his coma, and now he's starting to learn how to walk again. And that was just such a perfect way to bring back Miguel and wake him up. Honestly, so yeah, that's my reason over there. But yeah, perfect. Now, fighting move. Ooh, Joe, fighting move. There's a lot of moves he's done. You know the kick he did in his coma fight?
Yeah.
The final kick he did in his coma fight? That's his
So
best
I believe
kick,
there's
bro.
a Quan similar kick too. I believe it's a 540 hook kick, if I remember correctly.
I think it is. Yeah, that
This
kick
is why
was
I wanted
perfect.
to do this question, because when we get to ask martial arts, you guys don't normally get me to be your Wikipedia of because I'm the only Chosen's done Taekwondo, but there's very few martial arts moves that I don't know the correct terms of, right? Which is why tomorrow, Melissa, it's gonna be great when we do you and Tyrell's Miyagi-Kai tomorrow, because I'll be able to fix some of these guys. I'm gonna come in and wreck some shop a little bit. Make sure that you guys got them. I'm going to take a look and read them tonight and kind of go, okay, well, you need to add this move and this move in for this character. So is that your answer, just the 540 hook kick?
Okay. So is it my turn or?
That was it?
Yeah, that's it for me. You can go,
All right, I
Melissa.
just want to make sure you were done.
All
Melissa,
right.
you up next? First,
Yeah.
you're going to do the fight scene first?
Yeah, my favorite fight scene was Miguel versus Kyler in the house fight. Like that scene was the absolute best because because I feel like that's where we get Miguel back. That's where I feel like that is where Miguel is now coming back to us in full fighting form.
Do you say
Because
the house fight?
Because we get the flashbacks of him and Johnny, and he was just coming out of he was just coming out of an injury, and Miguel and he couldn't even really he just gotten up to walking, and and it was like Kyla was just beating him over and over and over again, and Miguel was going through his not only his dream coma fight, but his motivation fights with his motivations with Johnny, and it was giving him the strength now to fight back, to fight back full force, and he kicked Kyler's can.
Yeah.
He knocked Kyle to the point where he literally knocked him out and said, "Thanks for the motivation."
Yep.
And
that was a good moment.
That was the best moment. And I would have to say, his best move, I would have to say it would be I have to say his flying tornado kick.
That's a good choice.
Johnny taught him.
Okay, those are good answers. Yeah,
can I make a comment on this?
Yes.
I will consider all right. I will put his name down to the vote, but it's the voters who decide on who we should talk about next, not me.
Can I add a suggestion real quick?
The voters.
I want to add a suggestion to the vote, if that's okay.
I think I know what you're going to say, Chelsea.
What am I going to say, Jay? Go ahead.
Go ahead,
No,
go ahead,
not
say it.
Quan.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead and say it.
Robbie. I was gonna say Robbie.
Oh wow, I'm shocked.
Well, I think
Okay.
everyone's gonna do all the characters. So
I thought you were. I was thinking.
Yeah,
you were
we're
gonna
gonna
say,
do all the we're gonna do all the
Never
characters
mind, never mind.
eventually. We're
yeah.
gonna do all the
Wait, when
characters.
did you say, Jake?
I was thinking you were gonna say someone else.
Well, who do you think I was gonna say?
We're gonna do
Quan.
as many characters as we can.
I
As
was
we
thinking
can.
you
hold
were-
on, Jake.
I
You
was
thought what
thinking
was
you
I
were
gonna say?
gonna say Quan.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say Juan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the characters that we're probably gonna do later in the.
Yeah. Okay, Jake. I think it's your turn.
I'll pass on this.
You don't want to do either one? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Underground, you want to go next, or you want me to come back to you?
Oh, I'll go.
He's
All right.
the only one left, so.
Dang. Chosen, can you believe the slander?
Says the one. Okay, you know what? No, that's suspicious.
Dang.
My favorite match or fight has got to be the apartment fight between Robbie and Miguel.
Thank you, Underground. That's a W
That's a
answer,
good one.
Underground.
Now I
That's a
have
good
to
one.
change my
Yes.
answer because not to change my answer because that was mine, Underground. Dang it.
Oh,
It's okay.
sorry,
I'll go
my
with
That
bad.
was
secondary choice.
that was the best.
It's okay. I got a good backup that's gonna make people happy. So
All right.
It's all-
Okay.
Because so much intense rivalry between them has been building up for so long, which made the fight that much good
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
and that
I
much
think
better.
that's great. I love the build up to it. I love how it pays off. I love the choreography. I love how while Miguel and Robbie are both pretty evenly matched, Miguel gets the upper hand in that fight, throwing countless moves. And when it comes to the time where the roles are reversed of the school fight, Miguel goes and realizes and takes a motivational lesson from it. I didn't get into karate to hurt people. And that's what's wonderful about it. It's the
Can I
motivation.
say something? Can I say a hot take?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think that's the best Miguel Robbie fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
Not a hot
definitely
take. I think that's an
definitely a
agreement.
W. That's
It's not
definitely
really a hot take. It's not a hot take, Chilton.
I think we all agree.
Oh,
Okay, buddy in the chat. I think I know who you are now. You're making it too obvious. Just
Yeah.
let me say it.
and as for one of his moves, I don't know. I don't know. The names of his moves.
Just say what he does, and I'll explain it in those terms.
I think has he done the tornado kick yet?
Well, yeah. So he's done a couple different variations of it. So Melissa said the flying tornado in season 4, right?
Yeah.
But he's also done the regular. He's also done what's called a Spider-Man tornado kick, which is what he does to Axel in the finale, which is basically like he takes his hand to the ground and then goes and does the tornado kick. So, yeah.
Oh,
Y'all,
okay.
I'm gonna head out soon because I have dinner with my family. Y'all have a great night, great stream. Take care. Much love, Cobra Kai rapper.
Can I be honest
All
with
right,
you?
man.
Yeah.
That kick he did, that final kick he did on Axel, I'm gonna be very honest, and I'm not trying to be mean. The way it was, I don't know what was the camera guy thinking. Why would you put the camera like that though? Like I don't like how they put the camera like that. The way he did the kick and then he barely made contact to Axel. If you look very closely, he barely made contact.
Yeah,
I blame the
true.
cameraman. I blame the cameraman.
That was a mistake. That was clearly made. Is that all you had to say on that, Underground? Just the tornado kick?
Mhm.
That was it?
Can I answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
This one guy, please, real quick. I want to answer this one guy in the chat. First of all, Quan had a mini arc. He did not. He had a mini arc. Yes, it's not as big as the other characters, but he had a mini arc where you see in the beginning, we see the introduction of Quan, and then slowly Kreese like manipulates him, and
technically, Quan just starts out being cocky. Quan's not evil yet. He starts out being cocky. Quan becomes evil under Kreese's tutelage. So
yeah, like once we got to the tournament, that's where we really see Quan be evil.
Well, you know, it started when Kreese talked to him and told him what to do. I think it started when Quan went to confront Yoon and everyone. That's when it really started. Because
I mean,
the lessons that Kim Da-eun was teaching to them was not consisting of what Kreese wanted him to do. You can see it all written all over her face. That's not what she wanted to teach.
Exactly. And something else too. I just want to say this. Like, I think Quan was like a really like special student. Like where Kreese really didn't really manipulate him. Like he was perfectly willing to go into Kreese's teachings, and that's where it cost. And that's why it cost him his life.
People aren't going to like this answer because these are two different characters, and one character has a lot of a development, and another character doesn't. But you know what I think this really is about? If you think about it, we find out that Quan, in part 3, that Quan didn't have any family anymore, right?
Right.
And he just put through dealing with Master Kim and how evil Master Kim is.
Right.
Even though they didn't use Master Kim properly. I think it's interesting that Tyrell used the reference to Palpatine because you know what's really funny about that? You know who had a similar arc to Quan?
What? Who?
In Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
Obi-Wan wasn't a good father figure for him, so Palpatine was able to dig his fucking clutches into him. Had Qui-Gon lived past Phantom Menace, Anakin would have been the best Jedi that anyone ever saw and never would have turned back. Because that's the thing. It's all about having that father figure. And so Quan didn't have, Kreese didn't do that for him. Master Kim didn't do that for him. There was no one. Kreese is not a good role model for him. Now, here's the thing. And I know people might not agree with this. If we're talking about Quan for this moment, I will say, I'll challenge the writers on this. Whatever writers, Hayden, if it was you, John, I'm going to tell you, you guys made a big mistake. And I hope you watch this live stream. You had the option to set up the Korean storyline in the perfect way. If you're going to do this Korean spinoff, you had the perfect opportunity and you missed it. Missed it completely. Because you could have had Chosen go up to the tournament after everything had happened, talk to Quan after the brawl, everything the way it was going down, and right as the big moment was about to happen, you could have Chosen step in and talk to Quan about, you don't want to do this. Trust me. You don't want to go down this road. And then Chosen pulls him back, and Chosen would leave Miyagi-Do for a little bit and go in part 3, he would execute a story where he would go and start training Quan. And then when we got to part 3, Quan, we'd have the greatest 180, right? Everybody else would become a villain, but Quan would have basically been standing alongside Robbie and Miguel in the end. Because
why didn't he do that, bro?
Yeah, and I just cooked, and you guys love that idea, don't you? Because
I'm pissed off now. Why didn't do that?
I'm just saying it's sad. They didn't think. I don't know why they thought.
Or Yoon, you know, or since they basically set Quan to die since the beginning, they could have built up Yoon to have that.
Quan should have never died. That's the big thing. I don't care what anyone says.
You always have to have one on both sides. So if Quan turned good, because I do think there's more potential for Quan to be good and be more interesting. So if Yoon,
these writers, bro,
Yoon would have become full evil. So what they should have done in part 3 was they suffered their defeat. Whatever, Quan had completely left Korea. He's now rolling with the Miyagi-Dos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think he would be in Miyagi. I think he would probably have joined Johnny's Cobra Kai. But I think that they would have still had their merge, right? So, and he would have found balance in different ways. And then what would have happened is in part 3, if they would have used Master Kim properly, Master Kim would have really gotten into Yoon. And he would have gotten to him so bad that Yoon became such a big threat that even Miguel and Robbie would have been struggling with him. And then you would have had Kwon had to step up to him. And
You see, this is the thing I want to say real quick. Kwon should have never died. That would have been way better.
I'll say this: the biggest L of season 6 as a whole season is killing Kwon, because I think that any writer that misunderstands potential is a poor writer. And I'm not saying this is the big 3, because I'm sure when the big 3 made their stuff, the writers had already done the script, so they couldn't go backwards.
Yeah.
You know, but whoever the writer did that, if someone can find me the list of the writer that wrote that finale, fire his ass. Don't put him on any more projects in the Miyagi-verse ever again.
Bro, you know what they did? Yeah, you know what they did, Joe? They're like, oh, we're gonna kill off Kwon because
Yep.
Axel's here. Woohoo!
Yep.
Axel's
With
not
that
a
being-
villain.
With that being
Like-
said, and you know what's crazy? You guys did not. I'm about to go crazy because you guys haven't even thought about this yet. All right. So, are you ready? It's my turn for
Yeah,
both.
go ahead.
I'm gonna
Right.
go with a hot take on this one because a lot of people don't like this answer. But I'm gonna go with something that. So I have 2 answers, and I'm torn between both of them. But I think I'm gonna go with the one that people don't expect. I'm gonna come up clutch. Miguel's best fight is the platform fight in part 2. And here's why.
Okay.
Because Miguel is the only one that gets any points during that fight.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah,
was
that
carrying
is
that
true.
team.
he's doing moves
He was
that we've never
carrying that.
seen him do in that fight. And he's coming up clutch. If Miguel didn't win that fight, Miyagi-Do would not move forward.
Yeah. That's the
You
same.
know,
Yeah,
that's the
as carrying
crazy
it.
part.
So, and if you look at it, he's doing like drop kicks. And now here's the crazy thing. What I decided is I'm going to combine my 2 answers. I'm going to say the best fight is in season 6, part 2. But here's my catch. Originally, I was going to say my best fight was going to be a fight from season 5. But here's how I'm going to give you the best of both worlds. The best move, and I have good reason for why this is Miguel doing the flying sidekick to Kenny in season 5's finale. And
Oh,
the
that
reason
kick was
why
clean.
sidekick is incredibly powerful, but also here's something that's interesting. Now, Miguel and Johnny, they've trained together for a while. There's a lot of stuff that we see them do. You go back in the show, Johnny teaches Miguel a lot of moves. He never is seen on screen teaching Miguel the flying sidekick. Never once. But we see it through evolution. We see Johnny throughout that season do it to the blonde sensei. And then all of a sudden, dang, Miguel literally has done the same move that Johnny did just a couple episodes later.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, there's probably, I don't know, maybe there's a deleted scene somewhere where Johnny teaches him it. I don't know. But I thought that was super impressive because originally my answer was going to be instead of the platform fight, I was going to say Miguel during the dojo brawl of season 5 because I've noticed one thing about that fight every time I watch it that nobody ever talks about. Everybody else, even before the Kim Da-eun fighting Tori and Sam, everybody else is getting, Sam is landing strikes on people, but everybody else is getting, even as skilled as Sam is still struggling with the opponents because the amount of the opponents that there are in that fight. You know what I mean? But when Robbie's in danger, Miguel is able to not only disarm everyone, but I theorized about this. I told Jake probably a month before season 5 came out. Do you remember what I said, Jake? Oh, is he on mute?
Yeah, I think so.
So I told Jake in season 5 of Cobra Kai, Miguel Diaz will have his Thor Infinity War moment. And if you guys don't know what a Thor Infinity War moment is, in Infinity War, Thor walks through Wakanda with his big axe and takes out an entire army, right? That's Miguel in the season 5 finale. Kenny and all those loser-ass Cobras couldn't touch Miguel. They could not touch
No,
this
no
man.
one was touching Miguel.
They could not touch this man. This man was like taking him out. So
Can
Yeah.
I say something real quick? Someone
Yeah.
said in the chat that I'm kind of confused about. They said they killed Kwon to make the show. They didn't kill Kwon to make the show dark. They killed Kwon because they wanted to shock the fans and the shock value. That's the reason why they killed Kwon.
there was other dark things they could have done instead of Quan dying. I mean,
You see, that's
we
my
all-
problem. Yeah.
I mean, you want to make the show dark, you should have done what I suggested in my script for part 1. And what Tyrell suggested, which is, this is what people don't understand. Characters don't have to die to make things dark.
That's the thing. Like, you don't have to kill
You
the
can
character.
do dark and just have consequences. It's about consequences.
I mean, Joe, we literally saw Hawk break Dimitri's arm.
This is why in part 1, the Korean Cobras should have come to America before the Sekai Taikai. Because if they would have came to the Miyagi-Dos during when they were training for the Sekai Taikai, we could have had a scene in probably episode 5 where we would have ended part 1 instead of the, sorry to say this, I'm sure people like this twist, but the Tori twist was stupid. I would have ended episode 5 with the cliffhanger being Miyagi-Do bloodied and beaten up by the Cobras. That's how I would have ended it. Because I think that was the only ending logically that makes you go, holy shit, I need part 2 right now. Like
I have a question, Joe.
Yes.
How does this season have 15 episodes, but they were not able to put in everything on the season?
And then there's the other thing I was going to say added on to that. Not only would I have that happen, but instead of the stupid little moment in episode 4 where even though we got Johnny and Mike fighting, the whole thing about Devin was stupid. So as much as it's a cool fight, the thing that I would have done instead is I would have had Johnny and Mike kind of do a sort of a, not a repeat, but kind of like a remix of what happens in season 5, where we're Chosen and Johnny met and they go and confront the blonde sensei, right? But instead of Chosen and Johnny, it would be Johnny and Mike. And what I would have had done is Johnny and Mike go somewhere, some location. They're maybe they're scouting to figure out what the competition is for the Sekai Taikai, right? And hear about this new dojo. And they roll up to there's this new Iron Dragons dojo in America somewhere. And they roll up because this is one of their American locations. And they roll up there, and then Johnny and Mike face off against Wolf. And Johnny, this is his first fight. So Johnny's going to get his ass kicked, right? Because we got to get that motivation for his end fight. I still think season 6 needs to end the same way. But it's about how you start first, right? You start with the heroes losing so they can end winning. You know what I mean?
Also, Joe, someone made a good point in the chat. They should have ended part 1 with Silver returning.
Yeah, I think that would have been good too. So I was going to get to that. That's where I was going to get to next. That's my other thought. So then what I had done is this is what was going to happen, right? So I would have had Johnny's actually what I would have done is Johnny and this is what I really would have. This is going to make you guys excited. I wouldn't have made Silver a cameo in part 1. I would have had a full-fledged scene with him. Because in the brawl, they're going to do the stupid thing where, well, I guess if they didn't kill Quan, maybe they wouldn't do that. But something was probably still going to interrupt the situation. So what I would have done is, and I don't know what Chris's role would this be. It doesn't really matter to me, right? But what I would have done is, and this is going to be dark, and people aren't going to like this, and the way you go about it is you do this before the baby gets killed. Or not killed. You do this before the baby gets potentially kidnapped, right? So what I would have done is I would have had it where the reason they go to this dojo is they're told that Silver is back, right? And someone that Silver works with, maybe Dennis comes in earlier, something happens, and it's believed that they're going to this dojo to find out who captured Carmen and Amanda, right? They got kidnapped because they're adults. Even adults who are not trained can get kidnapped. For example, for all of us who have seen Daredevil's finale, look at what happened to the Punisher. Trained professional. Still got his ass kicked. Right? So then what would happen is they'd go here. They'd be expecting something, maybe Dennis, trap, whatever. And so what happens is we do kind of the Johnny and Daniel thing against Wolf, but instead it's Mike and Johnny, right? And in this fight, Johnny gets absolutely decimated. not knocked out completely, but just knocked back, right? And Johnny stands to his feet and he sees another room and you hear this sinister music playing on a piano and Silver's in the back room waiting for him, right? And so then the camera pans back and forth. Johnny one-on-one against Silver. And then you have you have Johnny versus Silver, and you have Mike versus Wolf, right? But Mike loses to this fight brutally because Mike hasn't been training, right? So Mike's just trying to be a brute, do whatever he can, right? So Wolf, this is where it gets good. You guys ready to lose your shit?
Good.
Wolf headbutts nearly causing him a concussion. Punches Mike in the stomach, takes out his leg, and then basically dislocates his shoulder, knocking him out. And then, and then this is where it gets even crazier. And then to cap it all off, the ending of the season is Silver slashes Johnny's face with a katana and then knocks Johnny out. Boom. Crescendo.
Yo, talk about evil.
Yeah, that's
how you start it. Proving that the stakes are high.
Yeah, I think you should have been in the writer's room, Joe.
Exactly.
Exactly. I just have good ideas. Like it's just,
I was gonna say
you think that's good? Wait till you see my finale. I have a video coming out soon where I'm rewriting the season 6 series finale. And dude, you're gonna love it.
Okay.
First season of Miguel. I know the answer already.
Can I go
Your
first?
writing would be brilliant.
Yeah, you can go first, Wilson.
Well, you're gonna see me write my own fan films pretty soon. So, since you're new giving girl, you probably don't know about this. I'm making a Cobra Kai continuation called Cobra Empire, and it's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. Chosen's gonna be a character in there. There'll be a couple other people that make some surprise cameos. It's gonna be pretty cool. I think you guys are gonna like it.
All right, so my least favorite, have to say probably it's either season. I think I would have to say probably season 4.
I think we're all gonna have the same answer on this one because this is the season where Gels literally abandons the tournament and gets temporarily injured.
He didn't do much. He didn't do much. I mean, I'm not talking about in terms of fighting, but he didn't really do much as a character, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's felt like he was just there, you know.
I hear you.
So
I think that's justified. I think that was definitely. I think
so that's why I see, and I felt like there should have been more, you know, like especially with the All Valley tournament, and especially in terms of getting Johnny and Daniel to get along with each other, and and all of that. I feel like there should have been more with Miguel as a character. But instead it just kind of just felt like he was there.
Yeah.
All right. That's my answer.
Can I go next?
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go next now. Joe, you said everyone's gonna pick season 4, but I have a different answer.
You're not picking season 4. You're gonna say season 6, aren't you?
Yes, season 6. And now people might call me crazy and say, "Oh, the CVO, he carried the Miyagi-Do team. He won the Sekateka." I don't care about that. Yeah, he carried the team on the Sekateka. But what was his real arc this season? I don't get the whole, like, in part 1, you know, he wanted to get into Stanford. That was his arc. He wanted to win because of Stanford. And then in part 2, that arc, that whole Stanford thing disappeared out of nowhere. And like,
but his arc was to bring Robbie to his center, bro, because Robbie was not in a good place. Miguel had to talk some shit into him and literally
Miguel,
say, hey.
you know what? Yeah, I get that, but Miguel, you got you got freaking dropped by Axel in the finale, so I don't want to hear you talking, Miguel. I'm glad Axel dropped. People might call me crazy. I'm actually happy Axel humbled Miguel. I can't stand Miguel keep saying, oh, I'm the best fighter. I'm happy Axel humbled Miguel. This is the one time I actually
accept that, you know, that was the first time that they had a threat like that. They needed to show that he was dangerous.
And I'm sorry, but Miguel's character in the final season was so predictable. You knew it was gonna happen. You knew he was gonna win the second Tekken. You know what was gonna be his ending. It was so predictable. I knew what was gonna happen even before season 6 even came out. It was too predictable. I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of him in the season 6. But I will say, I think season 4 is very close to season 6. So season 4, he didn't really do much in season 4. Like you guys said, he didn't really do much. He was basically in the backstage, if you think about it. Like he was in the backstage in season 4.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's my answer.
I feel I'm just surprised because I still feel like even with your points aside, I just don't think you can get when it comes to season 4. I rewatched before season 6 came out. Yeah, he did, and I just can't imagine they're ever happening. Like I just can't imagine like anything else beating that because of the fact that he did nothing, and then he's supposed to have. Also, another thing I want to say, big problem, except for season 2. Writers, I heard rumors of this happening. It's never happened. Big mistake that I get that they wanted to show like Johnny and them training the Cobras at the Cobra Kai dojo, and we got to see some of them sparring against one another. But you did not give us. When I know it's crazy, I know they destroyed Hawk's character, but it shouldn't just been an outright decision. To just go, oh well, you know, Miguel's the obvious choice, right? There should have been when Miyagi was out and it was like, who's gonna be the male Cobra Kai captain, right?
Yeah.
There should have been a fight between and hopefully they would have buffed them up a little bit just to make this fight more believable, but we should have seen Miguel and Hawk for the captain's headband, showing that their friendship was tested because they stole that fight from us in season 4. And I will never forgive the writers for that.
You see, that's the thing, Joe. I agree with that. How I think the fight should have went, and I was saying this before.
Yeah.
I think the fight should have been like if they're doing like the 3-point thing, it would have been 3-2, so Hawk gets 2, and then
I think
Miguel
Miguel would have got some good. I think Hawk would have got some good moves, but then Miguel would have finished it. But I would have been satisfied.
And then that's where you get your Hawk moment. You get your Hawk moment right there.
And that would have been a good moment. It would have been nice to have those two happen. I think that would have been nice. Did they ever say what was the Hawk moment? Did they say that the Hawk moment was they're claiming it was in part 2 when they beat up?
I think it's when he beats Yoon in that tag team thing.
That wasn't really a defeat though. The Green Cobra.
Yep.
So like, we were just talking about a missed opportunity I had. I was talking about when we talked about Miguel, and Chosen was bringing up that season 6 he thinks is Miguel's worst season, which most of us disagree with because we all agree on season 4. It's okay to have disagreements. We're just talking about how I'm mad because I think that in season 4, one of the reasons I don't think that season 4 serves Miguel's character is the fact that they stole a proper Hawk and Miguel fight from us. And then in season 6, when I was talking to them when you were gone, is I don't like that because, you know, Miguel's become Johnny's son at this point and they're reunited Cobra Kai and they're like nostalgia. Oh, well, you know, Miguel was Johnny's first student. He's obviously going to be the champ. He's always going to be the one that gets the headband, right?
Yep.
But I don't think it should have been that easy. I think they should have at least buffed up Hawk and went, you know, they were both original Cobras. They should have at least been like, hey, this is your moment, man. Hawk didn't get anything to do this season. All right. You got
Also, can I say something else about this whole cap?
Let him land a couple points on Miguel. Let him land some points on Miguel so we can get some redemption.
Can I say something real quick? And people might be pissed off about this. I don't care what anyone says, though. I'm gonna be honest with you, Joe. I know Miguel won the tournament, but let's be honest. Let's be for real. Watching season 6, if you really pay attention to the tournament, Quan is the real winner. Quan is the real winner. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. He's the real winner. All right. You might call me crazy. Yes, go ahead, call me crazy. I don't care. Quan is the real winner. All right. Because I'm sorry, you're telling me that Miguel carried Cobra Kai in part 2. That's your excuse? Because he wasn't even in Cobra Kai in part 2. Yes, he carried Miyagi-Do, but did he carry Cobra Kai? That's the question you should be asking.
You want
I
to
will say this. I will say this. Hold on. I will say this, that it was because of Quan and Yoon. They gave the points to Cobra Kai. So if it wasn't for them, Cobra Kai wouldn't have been as close to the Iron Dragons as they were, and did, whether Miguel was captain or not, in that moment or not. So
Yeah,
I will agree that it's because of Quan that Cobra Kai was able to come second, was able to get up close enough to at least have a chance of beating the Iron Dragon. So I will say that. But Miguel is the ultimate, because they made him the captain. Miguel is the winner.
In my
Yeah.
eyes, I'd see Quan as winner because Miguel, like I love Miguel. I love him. Like he's one of my favorite characters, but he did not. No. Yes, he a winner as Miyagi though? Yes, for sure. I can agree. He's definitely a winner as Miyagi. He carried Miyagi though. Let's be honest. He carried Miyagi though.
Well,
There's
he carried it, but he didn't win as Miyagi Do. So it's like
it doesn't
Miyagi
matter though.
opted
He's a
out.
winner as Miyagi Do. Where did he carry Cobra Kai in part 2? Where was that? Like I want to know a good answer to that.
Well, he
Where was
wasn't
that?
in Cobra Kai. But like I said, I do agree. It's because of Quan that Cobra Kai was able to catch.
So can we please
was able to
appreciate Quan being one of the winners then? I don't
we
like
can
when people
appreciate we can appreciate him. We can appreciate him being the one that helped Cobra Kai win, but we can't like really view him like as the champion, because
The
he didn't
disrespect on Quan is wild, honestly.
he didn't win as the champion. But like I said, I will always admire Quan's skill for carrying Cobra Kai up to the point where Cobra Kai was able to be able to challenge the Iron Dragons, because without them, without Quan, Cobra Kai wouldn't have stood a chance. They would have lost completely because their points wouldn't have been as high. So I will say that. But but as far as like winning goes, just like Tori is the winner, Miguel is the winner.
Yeah, that's because Tori was in Cobra Kai though. That me, in my opinion, in my eyes, I think Quan is the winner.
But Miguel was always Cobra Kai. I mean, even
in
when
my
he was
eyes, though,
Miyagi-Do.
Quan is the champion. In my eyes, Quan is the champion. In my
Okay.
eyes.
Okay. As a character, yeah. As a character, yes. I would that's
Because
perfect.
people call me a Quan Glazer, and I'm like, okay, you're calling me a Quan Glazer because I'm saying.
It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with having a favorite character. So it is what it is. But in Silver's own words, Miguel and Johnny can enter as Cobra Kai because they are Cobra Kai.
Yeah. For me, I have two answers.
Oh, 2 answers underground. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I have
What would you
2
say?
answers.
Okay.
One, for season 1, there was this one scene that Miguel got all he got all drunk out of his mind and did not let Sam explain herself. And what does Miguel do? He hits Sam.
Can I answer this? Can I respond to this real quick?
Listen,
I do not like Miguel in that scene. Okay, I do not like him. He was terrible. But
yeah,
at the same time, the underground, it is also Sam's fault because it's both of their faults. It's both Miguel and Sam's fault. I think it's both of their fault. Let's be honest, both of their fault. First off, Miguel, you shouldn't hit Sam, and Sam, you should never hold Robbie's hand because Miguel would have think something else, and you'll be like, "Oh, you like this guy? Okay, yeah." So it's both
Well,
a
I mean, truthfully, if Miguel wasn't drunk, he probably wouldn't have thought anything of it.
Right.
but it's both of their faults. I do not like when people just
yeah,
blame
no,
Miguel.
I agree. It's both. I agree. It's both their faults that their relationship deteriorated because of lack of communication and lack of trust.
Yeah, it's both their fault. I do not want to just blame Miguel because yeah, Miguel did some crazy stuff in that scene. I'm like, okay, Miguel, you need to chill out. But Sam, you also shouldn't done what you done. Okay, Sam, I get it. Like, I understand because Amanda. If only Amanda did not take that damn phone. I'm just gonna say it. Only, if only.
Yeah. Yeah. As for season 2, Miguel said one line that was cheesy as hell.
I know you're gonna say underground.
He said one line that was cheesy as hell.
I think Joe would know this.
He said, "She doesn't love you. She loves me."
Joe's
I was
like,
like, "What the hell?"
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
bro, Joe, remember before part 3 came out, we made a prediction that Axel was gonna say that to Miguel in the fight.
I don't think the Cobra Kai fandom was going to be ready for what I was going to do if that scene happened.
Yeah, that was the most cheesiest line Miguel ever said. I'm sorry, but it is.
Bro, if Axel said that to Miguel, I can already imagine how he's gonna be like, she doesn't love you, she loves me. He's gonna say it in such a deep voice and like he kicks Miguel in the face. And then Sam is probably gonna be looking at Axel and be like, Sam's gonna be pissed off. She's gonna be like, are you serious right now?
She'd probably be like, what are you doing? Yeah, that will forever be my least favorite line in the entire show. I don't think I can think of a worse line than I know people would say Tori saying no mercy, but I actually think that served her character in that scene.
Bro, and also, another line that made me cringe? You think I broke your heart? You broke mine too.
Oh my god, that line.
Yeah, I gotta say, I like Sam Melissa. That is her worst line I've ever heard by far. Like, I love her, but that line makes me want to grip my teeth against concrete. Like,
What do you mean he broke your heart? You're the one that broke his heart, Sam. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
that line sucks.
She said, love you, trust me.
Yeah, that line sucks so
All right,
hard.
so whose turn is it now?
We all answered. We're all pretty much in the same.
Yeah, I
same
think
page.
most of us have the same answers.
Oh, all right.
It wasn't that good. It was fine. It was.
Here's the thing you need to understand, Giving Girl. The line of Tori saying no mercy actually makes sense because it's her character.
It was showing that she had become a villain at that stage. Every one of our main Cobras has to go through that like villain arc. We got it with Hawk. We got it with Miguel. We had to get it with Tori because Tori was going down. Tori's the only one in Cobra Kai that stays Cobra Kai through the entirety of the show. Like you get her and Miyagi a little bit, but she was Cobra Kai from the beginning until the end. So nobody else did that. So I think they wanted to show the toxicity and the damage that being a Cobra Kai can have on you with the wrong teacher.
Can I answer this underground? Can I be the first one to answer this question, the banner thing? Because this is a good question. What would you like to see Miguel improve on? Okay. This is easy. And season 6 proved it so well. Miguel should improve on not getting everything he wants, alright? And people are saying, oh, what do you mean by that? The captain spot. That's a good example.
Guys, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, Melissa. But Joe, the whole captain thing, like the whole thing of Miguel getting mad that Robbie got the captain spot, pissed me off. Like I'm like, Miguel, you don't get everything you want, all right, in life. Wait, someone said that in the show. I don't know who said it, but you don't get everything you want in life. All right, not everything you got you're gonna get. But then when we got to part 3, Miguel finally realized that, oh, yeah, I can replace Quan as captain, but the captain headband doesn't matter to me because I can just use Johnny's headband, which he did, and he won with that headband. So that's the one thing I did like. I want to see more improve on Miguel's character because if he does get a spinoff with Sam, I want Miguel to realize in that spinoff that he doesn't get everything he wants in life. So yeah, there's my answer on the ground.
Joe, are you, you want to go next?
Does it not show that I was on mute? Sorry, I'm writing my. I'm working on my poll right now. Give me one second.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
make a poll for my channel real quick. All right, did it get posted? Yeah, it didn't get finished. Okay, let's fix that.
Yeah, Chosen. I agree with your
I'm considering making a Star Wars fan film.
answer on that.
Yeah.
Would you rather me, as a huge Darth Maul fan, adapt Darth Maul Lockdown?
And yo, I can't wait to see that Darth Maul show.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about it in videos, man. I'm very excited. It's my favorite character in the history of Star Wars. A son of death.
Underground can't wait, right? Underground. You know what else you can't wait for?
What?
Terrifier 4 with Art the Clown.
When is that? Do you know?
Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say next year.
Oh, okay.
Canceled Clone Wars arc. Clone Wars arc.
Yo, he is one messed up clown. I am just saying. He is one messed up clown.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
All right, so did everybody else go?
Not yet. Only Chosen has.
Okay. Can I go?
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
Okay, so what I would like to for Miguel to improve on is maybe I think I heard a little bit with what Chosen said, maybe like not focus so much on getting what he like what he wants over what he needs to do. His team, yes, I get he wanted to be captain because he wanted to go to Stanford, and I get that he wanted Johnny's attention, but Robbie needed it. Robbie needed it more, just as much as he did, and he's never had Robbie's attention, and Robbie's never had Johnny's attention, like ever. Like it. All of Johnny's focus has just really been on Miguel, and like he needs to realize that he's got a, he needed to realize that he's got a brother, and to make it easier on Johnny, be okay with Johnny giving giving Johnny the attention that Robbie needed.
Yeah.
And from his father.
Right.
That
Yeah.
Miguel has been getting. And something else that I would like for him to improve on is for him to really not let his emotions cloud his, not let his emotions interfere above everything else about that. That's just as important, not
Yeah.
let his emotions get the better of him, because get the better of his judgment. And that's what he also needs to work on. Is like he lets he lets his emotions like guide him, and he doesn't always think about the consequences of that.
Right.
And how they affect other people. Like when Miguel dropped out of the tournament in season 4 because he felt like he wasn't fighting for himself anymore, like, which I get and I support and I respect, but by doing so, his whole team would have had to forfeit if they hadn't teamed up with Miyagi-Do. If they hadn't been a double team with Miyagi-Do, his whole team would have had to forfeit out of the tournament because of that.
Yeah.
And they were counting on him.
Right.
So those are things that he needs to improve on. Yes, I definitely agree he should there are times when he does need to focus on himself, but where the situation calls for it, where he is needed, he needs to not let those feelings, he needs to work those feelings, he needs to work out those feelings off the mat, not when it's on the mat. So he needs to focus on what needs to be done and not focus on how he's feeling. That's what I would like for him to improve. That's what I would like to see him improve on.
Good answer.
That's a good answer, yeah.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Good one. I'm gonna go with an answer that no one's thought of yet. Best horror franchise of all time, so said. Oh, the Drop My Terrifier. Okay. I think Miguel needs to, and this might be a hot take because he's gone through so much. Season 6 to me proves, while Miguel is ready to take a leadership role, he's not ready to be a sensei, because Miguel needs to learn patience, and Miguel needs to be able to have more. One thing Miguel also needs to do is a leader can lean on someone, but they have to do things on their own. And Miguel would have never won the fight against Axel if it wasn't for Johnny's pep talk. So Miguel needs to step out of other people's shadows and start doing things for himself. Because that is one thing I think
Yeah.
kind of about. I think he's getting to the point where in his age, he needs to start being for himself. And he needs to reflect that in his martial arts, in his fighting, because I feel that is a must.
Yeah. I agree.
That's my take on it.
No, I agree. That's a perfect answer.
Oh, 2 people voted for the Clone Wars arc. Okay. Nice. Poll's good.
What about you? Are you finished, Joe?
Yeah, that's it.
What about you, Underground?
I agree with Chosen's answer.
What was your answer? What was your answer, Chosen? I missed part of it.
Oh, I said that Miguel needs to learn that he's not gonna get everything he wants. Like the captain spot or the captain headband, should I say? Like
he shouldn't be able to get whatever he needs.
That's the thing. Like even Stanford is another good example because like season 6 even proved that too. Like so yeah. But yeah, I still love Miguel. Like Miguel,
I do too. I still love him too.
He's like my second favorite character behind Robbie right now.
Okay. Jake, what's your least? What do you wish Miguel would improve on in the future?
I kind of agree with Underground and Chosen.
Well, yeah, so that was basically my answer too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
also, but I also too said that he needs to stop letting his emotions get the better of him
Yeah.
over, like,
Yeah,
he needs to stop letting his emotions guide him to over what needs to over his common sense and what needs to be done and doing what needs to be done at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, to answer the question, he has had martial arts training, but the qualification of a martial artist is kind of a loose term, I guess would say the best word to say it. Like, he did karate for a while. He stopped before Cobra Kai. Then he started getting serious about martial arts again. But a martial artist dedicates their life to being a martial artist. Like, Zach, this might be a hot take. I don't even think Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid himself, I wouldn't even say if someone said, "Do you think that Ralph Macchio is as the Karate Kid is a martial artist?" As an actor in the movies, he knows good choreography. I would never say Ralph Macchio is a martial artist ever, because there's too big of gaps in how long he's done martial arts. William Zabka is a martial artist. As crazy as it is to believe, Martin Cove is a martial artist. He did years of martial arts before Cobra Kai. Even though he's old,
I
he
didn't know that about him.
yeah. And then I would say Tanner's a martial artist because Tanner dedicated his life to a style and he stuck with it. It wasn't karate, but martial arts isn't just about karate. It's any martial arts you take. Terry Silver is a martial artist and Wolf are martial artists. Exactly. Louis Tan isn't just a martial artist. Louis Tan is the best fighting actor in the history of the whole show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, because he's a real fighter. There's a difference between being a martial artist, like someone in a karate gi going to tournaments and doing whatever. But Louis Tan kills people in the ring, like bloodies them up, like in real life. Like that's what he does. That's what MMA is. That's why when people say, "Oh, it's the writing that matters with some of these characters," and I'm like, yeah, but Louis Tan would kill Silver in a cage match.
Yeah. Yep. That's yeah. Yep.
Did
What's the next?
any that's all I have now.
Okay. All right. I have a little bit of a challenge myself for you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Shoot.
So you know how there have been like I talked about this with Underground. You know how like there have been comparisons between Daniel and Miguel about how Miguel is this Cobra Kai's Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So for my challenge is I want you guys to answer these two questions. How are Daniel and Miguel similar in terms of being the Karate Kid, but and how is Miguel different from Daniel's version of the Karate Kid?
Oh damn, that's a hard one. I gotta
Like, what
think
makes
about
Miguel
this.
stand out? What makes him his own version of the Karate Kid? What makes him stand out as Daniel? What makes him stand out from Daniel?
Oh, the fact that Miguel won.
Yeah, remember you have to answer both these questions. So it's you have to answer both of them. And I'm talking about in terms of character, not like fights, but in terms of character.
Oh, all right, damn. Oh, damn, that's gonna be a hard one, Alyssa.
All right, Joe, do you want to
That'll
go?
be a hard one.
Hold up, I'm doing something. 1 sec.
All right, CVO, do you want to go?
I need to think about this one real quick.
What about you, Jake?
I'm kind of distracted at the moment. I'm kind of busy doing something.
All right. Underground, do you want to go?
Yeah. How about you go first?
Okay. Well, I would say what makes him similar is that he's got, like, not just because he's got that typical underdog spirit that Daniel had as a teenager, but also is that he's willing to embrace whatever life throws at him in a way that helps him stand strong. And that's something that he and Daniel kind of like share. It's like not just by using karate, but by using the wisdom and the love and support that they are given through their fathers. Their fathers. You know, they, in a sense, they acknowledge that it's because of their fathers that they are able to become the men that they are. The men that are capable of achieving greatness. And what makes Miguel stand out is that it from what makes Miguel his own version of the Karate Kid is that he is that he takes everything that has happened to him and uses it to evolve himself into the kind of person that he is striving to be. Whereas he doesn't react in the moment. He just takes everything in, and he embraces the good and tries to change he embraces the good, accepts accepts the bad, but also is able to see everybody's he's also able to see everybody's perspective on all the situations, whereas Daniel, he only sees one side of things. Like, it never acknowledged him until 34 years later. He never once saw Johnny's perspective or Johnny's side of things. It took Miguel's words for him to see that, for him to see and understand how Johnny was feeling, and that maybe him and Johnny weren't as different as he thought. So that's what makes Miguel sort of like, to me, the hybrid Karate Kid, is because he takes everything in, he sees what's going on, and he sees everybody's side of the story, not just his side, or not just one person's side, but he sees everybody's side, and he's able to come up with, and he's able to use that to form his own words of wisdom that make people see what they're that make people realize, that make people see and understand the other person's perspective, the other person's side, and come up with non-fighting resolutions that don't end with somebody getting hurt, that don't end with somebody getting hurt or put in the hospital. And that's where Daniel kind of always struggled. He never considered the other person's side of the story. And So that's where I think, like, so that's where, that to me is what stands out. That's to me is what stands Miguel out from Daniel as his own and makes him his own version of the Karate Kid, like a hybrid version. Like he's the Karate Kid Cobra Kai style.
That's
Yo,
interesting,
that
too. Yeah.
yeah, that is a really good answer, Melissa.
Yeah. So what about you guys?
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'm still thinking of my answer.
Okay. What was the? Can you repeat the question, Melissa? I wasn't really.
Like how this the like in terms of being the Karate Kid, what makes him similar to Daniel, and what and the next and what makes him different from Daniel as the Karate Kid? What makes him stand out as his own version of the Karate Kid from Daniel?
Okay.
You got an answer, Jake, or do you want me to take?
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, that wolf picture looks fire. Oh, I love that photo.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
But so Sam, on to Miguel. So the question is, like, what makes him similar to Daniel, but what makes him
Yeah.
different? Okay.
Yeah,
So
well, what makes him?
So
Yeah.
similarities is he was going through all the same issues that Daniel was, right?
Yeah.
And going to a new town, being bullied. So the similarities that they're both able to find balance in that place, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes him different is that he was able to rip the Band-Aid off and go all in and confront his bullies in the way that they deserve.
Yeah. Did you hear my answer, Joe, about that's a good answer, Joe. But did you hear my answer?
Yeah. But you can retell me if you want.
I said what makes Miguel similar is that they were able to is that they were able to use the word, not just use karate, but not just become stronger in terms of karate, but also because of their fathers, their words of wisdom through their fathers that helped them become that help lead them, that help them become the men that the men that they always wanted to be, the men that the men that they became, that they wound up becoming at the end, is that because it's because of their fathers, the fathers who they look to for guidance and for love and support, that they were able to rise up and stand strong and be able to face the challenges that they were initially afraid of to face, challenges that they would have initially run from. But it was because of their fathers that through their words of wisdom, through their teachings, their lessons, their love, that they were able to stand strong and become great men, and become the great men that they became. So what do you think, Joe?
I like that answer. I think that's a really good comparison.
And what makes Miguel different from Daniel is that Miguel is able to see everything that happens and use it to evolve. He's able to see like both the good and the bad, and he's also able to see everybody's side of the story, able to see and consider everybody's side of the story, and not just his own, and use it to understand them, and use it to understand where they're coming from, and generally use it to reach out to people who they initially who have an antagonistic person who have an antagonistic relationship with this person, and use words of wisdom to and use that to form his own words of wisdom to give them the push that they need to try to understand that person's side of the story and help them resolve their problems, their issues in a non-fighting way, like with what he did with Sam and Tori, and what he did with Johnny and Daniel back in season 3. Because Daniel never once, like, Daniel's problem was always he just considered his side of things. He never once considered the other person's side of the story. And it took him, even in Cobra Kai, it wasn't until his talk with Miguel that he never considered Johnny's side of things.
I think I got an answer now.
All right. Hold on. So, Joe, what'd you think of that?
That's a good answer.
What are you looking at, Joe?
I'm busy working on stuff.
Oh.
This is my time to get things ready, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I got an answer now.
Okay.
So similar and difference?
Yeah.
Okay. The similarity is that Miguel and Daniel both got the girls at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my answer. Oh my
No,
god!
that's a good answer. I mean, that's a. I mean,
What about differences?
A Jake, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
I was saying, what about differences?
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. The differences is that is that is that Daniel was trained by Mr. Miyagi while Miguel was not.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. That's good. Jake, CVO, what answers do you have? And it doesn't also let me like, when you think about my answer, it doesn't have to be in terms of karate. It could be also in terms of character and personality too.
Well, both characters have been through kind of the same stuff, kind of like bullying and all that. Their drama with their family. They both gone through all that.
I'm gonna go check it out. It looks good. I'll
So
be right back.
so that's a similarity there. I'm trying to think of differences. I'm not sure.
All right. Do you want to come back? Do you want us to come back to you, or?
Yeah, sure.
All right, CVO, what's your answer?
I'm gonna be very honest, you guys. I really don't have an answer to this because, in my opinion, I don't see Miguel as the next generation Karate Kid like everyone else does. I just think he's just a normal human being like everyone else. That's just me though. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, what would you say is different from him? What makes him different from Daniel,
I gotta think about
or
this because,
similar?
well, different. I think I can answer different. Similar. You guys probably know what the similarity is with the two characters, so it's
Okay.
not gonna. Yeah. For difference though, I think what's different about Miguel and Daniel is that Miguel actually, like you said to me, is that he sees like a different point of view with all like these characters, like different points of the story. Like for
Yeah.
example, Johnny, like he understands Johnny's story a lot more now compared to Daniel. Like Daniel doesn't know what Johnny's been through back
Right.
then. Like he thought that Johnny's like all bad and evil, but it was actually
Right.
Kreese that manipulated Johnny, right?
Right. And which you
So he
can't
doesn't.
blame Daniel for that because
No, you can't blame Daniel for that. I just feel like Daniel needs to see more of Johnny's story or side. That's
yeah.
the thing that's the one thing that Daniel has been missing with the first few seasons or the earlier seasons, should I
Mhm.
say? But then throughout the newer seasons, Daniel finally realizes that, especially season 6. So yeah, and then yeah, that's my answer.
Yep. Okay.
Nice. Uh, did you guys happen to hear that Sholo has his own music album out?
Yeah, I heard
Sholo,
that.
Sholo is cool. Like freaking what's it called? He's gonna have that music album. He's gonna be Blue Beetle again in the future. The DCU. He's gonna do all that stuff. I'm excited to
Yeah,
see him back as Blue Beetle. Honestly,
yeah. And plus, he has Lone Lobo
yeah. He has the podcast,
podcast out.
and I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. And a lot of people told me CVO or asked me CVO, would you like to see Miguel come back? I'm gonna be very honest, you guys, and I want to be very honest. I don't want Miguel to come back. I just feel like his story in Cobra Kai has been completed. I don't want to see any more Miguel. I think his story's finished. He literally won the world tournament or world champion. Now, like, I would still have Sam have her spinoff because Sam barely did anything in season 6, so I'm fine with that. But like, Miguel's Miguel's whole story is complete. You don't need to do anything else with Miguel. His story is done. You can have spin-offs with Sam, Tori, and Robbie, but Miguel's story is finished. So, yeah, that's my whole thing.
I heard a rumor that he might be appearing in at least in a cameo at in Karate Kid Legends.
What
I'm not sure
about?
if it's true, but
But here's the thing, though. What about Robbie? Why can't Robbie make a cameo in Karate Kid? You see this?
maybe Tanner's busy or something. I don't know.
I don't like Miguel. This is my problem. I'm gonna be very honest. You writers. I'm not I hate to say it, but you guys glaze Miguel way too much. Writers, you guys, whatever writers in Karate Kid Legends, you glaze Miguel way too much. Like, yeah, he's the main
I mean,
character.
well, I like to say I don't know if it's true or not. It's a rumor I heard. So
I have a feeling he's going to be in it just because it's Miguel Diaz. For all we know, it's Miguel freaking Diaz. He's like the guy. So I wouldn't be too surprised.
I mean, in truth, CVO, maybe Tanner wasn't available. Maybe they did consider Tanner, but he wasn't. He might not have been available.
I just don't trust them with whatever they say with Tanner because they screw him up in Cobra Kai. So they're not. I only trust Tanner. Whenever Tanner says something, I'm gonna trust him because.
Well, the big three aren't really involved in this movie, so they don't have a really say. So.
Well, I'm not blaming the big three on the movie. I think I'm blaming the writers on the movie. Whoever wrote the movie, it's your fault because. You know what? So what's in the chat? Oh, hold on. CVO, CVO would like my movie? I mean, yeah, I would like your movie. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
He
And
says you're
plus,
hiding behind Miguel.
yeah,
I'm hiding
and
Miguel.
plus, Tanner and Mary from what I am hearing and seeing, is that they are b- busy right now with their own lives, uh, um, trying to get their wedding in order first
Yeah. Now,
I
now,
understand that. Listen, I understand that.
and
My
all that
brother's
stuff.
wait, Chosen. You're gonna like this answer. Now, with that being said, that doesn't rule out like whether they appear in Karate Kid Legends or not. That could also in a sense set up like because Daniel could say something in Karate Kid Legends where that could set up a spin-off with Robbie and Sam respectively for their own spin-offs.
Robbie for sure. Robbie for
Yeah.
sure.
And Sam too, because she's going to Okinawa, and Okinawa is, as we know, Mr. Miyagi's hometown, and a lot of rich history, and where a lot of rivalries can happen.
I mean, if you guys are interested in the Sam spinoff, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to because if you guys want to
Because
watch
we all
that,
know how rivalries can end in Okinawa.
I
and death.
understand that. I just personally do not really care if Sam does get a spinoff. Like I do think she will get it, but I just don't care about it personally.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe if we're lucky, Sam and Robbie could get a spinoff together.
I'm gonna be honest. I just want Robbie to get his own spinoff. I want to be a solo.
Okay.
I just want Robbie to have like a solo spinoff where he's just the main character, and you can have like Axel come back
Well,
as
what I mean is like they could get their own spinoff where they actually win a tournament together. You know, daughter of Daniel, son of Johnny Lawrence.
I just
together.
prefer if it's just Robbie,
Okay.
because Robbie didn't get any win, so I just prefer Robbie gets his own thing. Main
Well, yeah,
character.
well, it still would be his own win, even if it like Sam would get her own win and Robbie would get her own.
Yeah, but Sam could get her own win from her own spinoff. She doesn't need to be in Robbie's thing. She can get in her own thing. I don't.
Okay.
Which I do see Sam getting her own win in her own spinoff. I do see that for sure. I'm not gonna deny that at all.
Where'd Joe go?
Honestly, he probably went to go write his Cecile spinoff or whatever.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, but doesn't he normally says goodbye, doesn't he?
Hey Joe, we see you writing the Cecile spinoff stories, dude.
Wow, Chosen.
Really? I told you guys I was busy going to the restroom.
Oh, sorry.
You guys not hear me say? I literally said before I got off the mic, I'll be right back. I literally answered this.
No. I think no. I think you were. I think you muted yourself. Before,
no, I said it
you
literally.
Said
that. The Cecile spinoff, the Virtue spinoff.
Don't get them started. Don't get them started.
I just saw you walking away.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were.
I just walked out of the bathroom. I'm working on a project right now.
I know what it is, Joe. Don't worry.
Shut up.
Is it the Cecile spinoff?
No. Hold on. I've got to get a drink. I'll be right back.
We know that's not true, Joe. We know you're working on the Cecile project. Don't worry.
Damn, Chosen. You just like picking on him. Huh.
I mean, hey, I usually pick on Joe, but I also pick on Jake when I talk about Abby or Pauly Shore or whatever the heck I talk about. And Jake knows.
You pick on me too.
Yeah, I've
been chosen
for reasons I don't know.
Yeah, Underground.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm just wrapping up with something.
Don't worry, Underground. Don't worry, Underground. Art the Clown. Don't worry, Art the Clown. That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah, in terms of I mean, I don't know whether or not Miguel is coming back in Karate Kid. I mean, Miguel's going to return in Karate. Like I said, it's just a rumor I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
I mean, I know what you're talking about because the Karate Kid Legends account from Instagram followed Sholo on Instagram, and that's why people are speculating is he going to be in it. or not. That's rumor. That's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
And Cobra Kai Nation seems to believe it. So I mean, I don't like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I don't care. I don't care either way. We see him, great. If we don't, we don't, and we don't, and that's great too. You know, we got Ralph and Jackie in it. So
and I'm actually
um,
interested to see more of the actor Bang Wang in this one because he's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. And
Um,
like and I also agree with you, CVO too. Is like in terms of spinoff, we have a good chance of getting a Sam spinoff in Okinawa and Robbie's spinoff. So I honestly wouldn't worry about Robbie and Robbie not getting a shine. He's gonna get it.
I do think though the first thing we will get is the Miyagi prequel. That's probably going to be the first thing
Yeah.
we get.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about spinoff, not prequel. Prequel we're definitely getting first.
Yeah, because prequel. I mean, how many prequels do you guys think they're going to do? Actually, that's a good question. Actually,
Okay. Well, I think first will be the Miyagi prequel, and then I think somewhere down the line, I think after the prequel, we'll start getting spin-offs of Sam and Robbie and Tori. I mean, Tori will probably be somewhere down the line because I know Peyton List. She's got a pretty hefty. She's got a pretty booked schedule with a lot of
yeah,
projects
and
like
then
School Spirits.
and there's
Um,
three other spin-offs they could do. They could do like the Iron Dragon spin-off,
well, yeah,
The Cobra Kai,
yeah,
the new generation thing. Like they want to do the movie of
yeah,
Cobra Kai.
yeah.
yeah,
That's
true,
what I'm saying. It's
true.
like so. I think the first one will probably spin-offs after the Miyagi prequel. Spin-offs. I think I think Sam and Okinawa might be first,
Oh man, I was
and
gonna
then
say Robbie.
Robbie, and then Robbie, and then Chosen and Kim and their version of Cobra Kai, and then and then and then the Iron Dragons, and then Tori, and then we'll go into the backstories of maybe of Terry Silver.
I also
Or
want to see us a movie with Johnny, Kenny, Anthony, and Devin because my biggest issue with part three, and I
yeah,
said this
maybe we
many,
might.
and my biggest issue with part three is that I feel like they didn't utilize Kenny or any of these like characters like Kenny, Anthony, or Devin pretty well. So I really hope they do get their own movie, and I do think in the movie, Kenny and Devin are gonna win the tournament, the All Valley tournament.
Yeah, it could be. Could
I mean,
be.
Devin actually, Devin did kind of foreshadow it in the season 4 Valley.
Yeah. Yeah, it could like I said, that's the order that I think it might be because I think because Mary and Tanner have always been open to coming back as Robbie and Sam.
Tanner,
They've
thank you so
teased
much,
it.
Tanner.
They've teased it. They've said it. You know, they've said how much they love playing these characters, and I think so. I think the first two spin-offs will be Sam and Robbie respectively.
Bro,
Um,
when they announced the Robbie thing,
and
I'm gonna
because
freak
they're
out.
and because Tanner and Mary are getting married, you know, it's like they're a package deal, you know. They're
I'm just
more of a
saying, Rob, if
package deal.
once John or any of the writers announce that Robbie is getting his spinoff,
You get what I mean?
I'm just saying like that whole idea of Robbie, like if they announce that, once they announce that, I'm gonna do a stream. I'm gonna go
Huh?
crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. So Robbie is
Um,
my favorite character.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like Mary and Tanner, they've been open to coming back as those characters, and they, the big three, they're like they love them, and so it's like they're so willing to come back, and they've teased it, many times. So that's why I think like and Mary and Tanner, now that they're getting married, it's like they're a package. It's like they're a package deal.
yeah. There,
You get what I mean, CVO?
Yeah. What do you say, Underground?
um, You know who I haven't seen go live in a long time?
Boo.
Who?
Who?
The chosen one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wonder what he's been up to.
yeah. I'm always
But
curious what he's been up
I mean,
to
I
when
hope
I
he's
see.
okay. Yeah, I hope he's all right. And the
Yeah,
Kings of pop culture, yeah. I
yeah,
wonder what happened to them.
yeah.
But
I haven't seen him go live in a minute.
yeah, it's yeah. So all right. So what orders do you think, CVO, that or do you agree with the order that I gave?
Well, I have a different order. It's similar, but it's kind of different a little bit. I
Hey, guys,
have.
I gotta pop off. It was fun being here, but I gotta leave because I gotta go work on some videos, and I'm getting some emails
Okay.
about business. So I gotta
Oh,
Oh,
run.
Okay.
All right, talk
All
to you
right.
guys tomorrow.
Yep. Have a great
All right,
night.
see you,
Jake, I
Joe.
may pop back on Marvel Rivals if you want to play in a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I'm just eating dinner right now, so.
Good.
all
I'll
right.
text you when I'm ready.
Hey, thanks for coming on,
Yep.
Joe.
so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say what order I want it to be in. First up, I want the Robbie thing to be first. I know people want different stuff. I want Robbie to be the first one because once they announce that, I'm gonna be very happy because Robbie is my favorite character. And then after the Robbie thing, and also I'm gonna also include if Painless is not busy, put Tori and Robbie spinoff. Put her in his spinoff because they're the best couple in the show. So the Kinry spinoff, should I say? The Kinry
Okay.
spinoff. And then
I would love that.
the next one is the Sam one in Okinawa. I think that'll be after the Robbie thing. I know that for sure because Mary Mauser, she's happy to come back as Sam, which it is true. She is happy to come back. She said it many times. So that's after. And after that, I think the Chosen and Kim one. I think that'll be after the Sam one. And then after that will be the Iron Dragons because the Iron Dragons are the Iron Dragons. You know, they're the Iron Dragons. So yeah, and then the Cobra Kai new generation with Johnny, Devin, Kenny, Anthony, all these Cobra Kai students. And then the last one is this is probably the last one because I don't think no one even really cares about this one. I'm gonna put the Binary Bros on this one too because
I mean,
honestly,
yeah, that I think is gonna happen somewhere down the line too.
even though I don't really care about that one, I'm sorry.
Something else
Why?
too I
Why? uh, w- w- why though? I mean,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Underground. If they do Hawk's character justice in the spinoff, if they do his character justice, then maybe I'll be okay with the spinoff.
Yeah, and that's fair too. And like I said, I'll be happy with whatever spinoff we get of this show.
Yeah,
Something
whatever
else too
spinoff.
is like, do you think it's possible? And this is just a theory. Do you think it's possible that, let's say, if we don't get a Miyagi prequel first before the spinoffs, do you think it's possible that if we do get a Sam spinoff in Okinawa, that could in turn lead up to a Miyagi prequel in Okinawa? 'Cause that is where she's going.
It's very
Possible. That's possible.
because here's the thing about the Miyagi prequel that I want them to do. Because the thing that I want to do with the Miyagi prequel, and I hope they answer this question for us. I want to know who Miyagi killed in the tournament. I really want to know. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see
That's why I think it's a possibility that Sam's spinoff could be first because of how they
who did Miyagi kill in the tournament? Like I want to see. Like I actually want to see it. I don't want to answer. I want to actually see the
yeah,
scene.
maybe that's something that, like I said,
oh,
that's why I'm thinking that maybe a Sam spinoff could potentially be first, and they could use that to lead into the Miyagi prequel because they were diving so heavily into Miyagi's past and
You know the
in part 3, in season 6, and now, and where is Sam going? She's
here's
going
the
to
problem
Miyagi's.
though.
Wait, hold on. She's going to Okinawa which is Miyagi's hometown.
I get that, Melissa, but here's the thing. I actually don't want Sam's thing to be first because I know there's gonna be some people complaining about that, and you're like, oh, you should have done another character first. Why does it have to be Sam? Like, she's like the least likable character in the fandom. So that's the big issue. That's why I kind of hope she's not the first one. I want them to just start with the Miyagi prequel to make it simple. Like, if they start the
truthfully, I'm happy with whoever they go first. I don't care, really.
yeah,
Oh,
the Miyagi prequel, I'm actually intrigued. I want to see who he killed in the tournament. Like, I'll be intrigued.
That's what I
hey,
mean. It's like I really don't care who they do first. I don't care. Whoever they go first, I'm happy with. So I'm just
Underground, what are you gonna say?
I can see two prequels before the Miyagi prequel.
Okay, go ahead, Underground.
The second is the Sato.
Sato.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Prequel, and the one before that has got to be the Shampoo Sensei.
You see,
Yeah,
that's the
maybe.
thing. Like, you know, that's. I'm glad you brought that up, Underground. I'm actually really glad you brought that up because I kind of want them to build up the Miyagi prequel, not just give us the Miyagi prequel. I want them to actually
Well,
build it up.
that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
Melissa,
they
here's the
do.
thing though. I don't want them to use the Sam thing. I want them to do something different. I want them to use like other characters in the past, like what Underground just said. So, good example.
Well, like I said, they could also be diving into that into an Okinawa spinoff with Sam. You know,
I
like
just don't want her to be first. I pray for the writers to not do that first.
Her going into deeper into Miyagi's roots also opens that, ancestry, family history could also open that door. I'm just saying, like, honestly, I don't care which spinoff Robbie, Tori, Binary Bros. I don't care which Sam. I don't care which spinoff they do first. I really don't care. As long as it's a good story. It's a good story. It's a good build up. And I know we can't, we can't see like, oh, this character wouldn't have such a good story, but the truth is we don't know. We don't know because
I mean that's a good
it
point.
depends. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I don't care which one goes first. I mean, for all we say that a Sam's spinoff wouldn't be good if it was first, but we don't know. Good.
Here's
Like
the thing, though. I'm not saying because of the story. It's because of the fans. If they do that first, you already know what the fans are going to reply to that. You know what the reaction.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
They're not going to like that.
You think the big three are going to care?
Well, that's the problem with the big three because half the fandom does not like
and
Sam's
they may use what the fandom says to help rewrite Sam's character the way that she should have been written, in a way
it's kind of too late for that. I said this many times.
How late? How's it too late?
Here's the thing, Melissa. We're already in 6 seasons now.
Right.
It's kind of too late for in 6 seasons.
How?
If it was season 3 or season 2 or season 4, I'll be like, okay,
But how? If it's a new story, like I said, they could set this up like a year or two. They could change.
I just don't want that to be first. Like, here's the thing. I don't mind if they do the spinoff. That I don't care. If they do the spinoff, cool. But I don't want that to be the first one they do.
Okay.
Like, you could still have it like that. I think Sam's spinoff is definitely on the way because Mary Mauser wants to see that character come back to play. That's cool, but don't do that one first because I already know what the fandom's gonna say, and it's gonna go crazy.
I know, but it's also too, like I said, I don't care which one they do first. Don't care.
I think we all know which one's gonna be first, though.
But it's like you can't use the fan the big three aren't going to care what the fan, like they're not going to care. I mean, Mary Mouser, she's not going to care. They're going to use everything that they can to make sure that
Here's the thing, even
It's
I personally don't want that one to be first because I
no,
personally
I'm just saying, it's like you can't use the you can't use the Phantoms like, oh, the Phantom's going to stop. It's not going to stop
yeah,
them.
but it's their fans though. That's the thing. It's their fans.
It's not going to stop them though.
Like you wanna, if you wanna respect your fans, you gotta like sometimes.
Right. If they had respect for fans, they would have written Hawk's character a lot differently instead of nerfing him the way that they did.
Even Robbie's character, like as much as I love Robbie,
That's
they
what
didn't
I
do.
mean. That's what I'm saying. It's like if they cared at all about if they cared at all about respecting or whatever it is you're saying, like they would have written these characters, Robbie and Hawk, all these characters that like especially Hawk, who they nerfed badly, where he was getting beaten up by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, but Kenny.
Like they would have changed that dramatically. They wouldn't have done that.
Well,
So
the final thing I'm gonna say, and this is the final thing I'm gonna say about this, that all I'm gonna say though, if they do that one first, I'm just gonna say expect some hate. Expect some hate because
listen, they do, because look what business they're in.
I mean Netflix is Netflix, like that. I'm not, because that's the problem. Like, yeah, like the fandom goes crazy and like everyone goes crazy on these. Like everyone's going
CDO,
crazy.
they're in this business. They're in this business. They know what to expect. Look
Yeah,
what
like
business they're in.
yeah, it's Netflix. Sony.
That's what I'm saying. So the big three, the actors, they're in this business. They know they're going to get hate.
I
They
just feel
expect
like this whole, like, if they do that one first, I'm worried because I already know what the reaction's gonna be. I already know it even before I know it.
You have a feeling what the reaction's going to be, but
I know
nobody
there's
knows.
some people that I know personally that does not like Sam's character, and they
Right,
don't want.
until the spinoff comes, and then
Even if
what?
the
It's like,
spinoff comes, here's the thing. Even if the spinoff does come, I don't think they're gonna like it still because they think it's unnecessary. Which, yes, some spinoffs could be unnecessary.
they feel that now, but how are they going to feel when until they actually see the spinoff?
Yeah, but let's be real. Who wants a binary bro spinoff? Is that necessary? A binary bro spinoff? Oh, binary
Listen,
brother.
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not. Listen, That's not my highest expectation on the list. But at the same time, though, it's like I've always said since the beginning, since the beginning. It's not high on my. I'm not invested in it. I'm not. It's not on my high. It's not on my top list of spinoffs. But if we do wind up getting it first, I'll be okay. I'll be okay with it.
I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. If there's any spinoff I need to watch, the only one I'm gonna watch is the Miyagi prequel, the Iron Dragon spinoff, the Cobra Kai New Generation, and the Robbie and Tori spinoff. Those are like the only four I'm gonna watch because they're nice. And even the Chosen and Kim one too. That one I'm definitely gonna watch. But everything else I do not care about. I'm sorry. I mean, if if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. I'm not gonna like tell them not to do it, but if they're gonna do it, cool. But me personally, I don't care about it. I really don't. And the writers are probably like, okay, yeah, you don't care, cool. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, chosen to cut you off.
You're good. You're good on your own. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to know my favorite Karate Kid detail that I hold close to my heart?
What is it?
Um, it's how the Miyagi Do bonsai patch was made.
Oh, that was cool. That was cool. All right, well,
Yeah.
I actually have to start heading out, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi's wife
Wife mate, yeah.
made that.
All right,
Okay.
all right. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on Instagram. Okay.
Sounds good, Melissa.
All right,
All
this
right.
was a fun conversation.
Yeah.
All
it
right.
was.
Yep.
Mm,
What about you, Steve? Did you have a good time?
yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys.
All right. See you, Melissa.
All right.
Oh,
Huh?
oh, nothing.
Yeah, Jay, what's up? What's up? What's up? You want to watch the Slenderman movie?
No. Fuck that.
Hold on. Do I still have it? Hold on. Do I have it? Yes, let's go.
Yeah, didn't notice I have a new. Oh, you kicked him.
Well, hey, hey, I didn't do anything.
You didn't kick.
It's my it's sort of a glitch.
It must be a glitch.
Hey, hey, that was a glitch.
Oh no!
Oh, that was a glitch. Oh, sorry.
You told me that's a glitch. You're kicking him, bro. Oh no!
What happened? Dude, what happened?
You're kicking him out on purpose, aren't you?
Yo, what's
Yo,
up?
that is one messed up clown.
Yeah, if
Mm,
you guys didn't notice, my profile picture is me and my girlfriend. So
Let me change it back to Miguel. Miguel Diaz. You're on your ground.
I
You're right.
know
No,
what
no.
you're gonna
I'm not gonna
say.
say what listen, you're right. Okay. Sinister is the creepiest movie I ever watched in my freaking life. Okay, I'm in a minute right now. Sinister. Oh my god, that was creepy.
Oh wait, speaking of that, um, how did he? All right, how did you guys like the movie?
as a horror movie, it was good. I liked it.
As a horror
But
movie, it was creepy, bro. It was good.
I liked it.
Yo, that movie, when I first saw it in theaters, gave me nightmares. Not gonna lie.
I mean, that's what a horror film's made to do, right?
Yep. And Jake, you know what the sad part is?
What?
You gotta watch the second one.
Oh God.
We thought the first one. We got
Yeah.
we
Yeah, guys. By the way, we'll be doing that watch party on Wednesday. I miss
Wednesday.
those days that we would do back to back on Wednesdays. Remember those days, Chosen, when we would do back to back horror watch parties on in Hellfire on Wednesdays?
I mean, we could still do back to back on Wednesday. We can still do it.
Yeah, I know. I just miss those. I just miss when we used to do that all
Yeah,
the time.
we can still do it because there's another movie I have on my list that we could watch.
Oh, okay. What were your guys' favorite kill scene?
Oh my God.
That's a hard question, bro. Honestly, the ending, bro. Honestly, the best part about this movie, the scariest part and the craziest part about this movie was the ending. The ending was crazy, bro. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that the presence followed them when they moved, like I was like, the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. The creepiest part about the movie is when we saw who actually did the murders.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. That was crazy.
you know what's creepy about that? Yo, the creepiest part about that is that in the end, the dog. I knew something was what was it? The word. What's that word?
Suspect?
Suspicious.
Yeah, that word about the daughter. You know the daughter that they had.
Yep.
I knew she was weird. Like something was wrong about her. Like
Yeah.
she
And
dropped. Like bro.
and I was not expecting because the typical horror movies, you move to a new house, there's an evil presence there. In the end, they move away, and the presence is gone. When they moved, that was unexpected because when they moved away, the presence followed them.
Yes.
I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
Like this was unlike any horror movie I've
it
ever
really
seen.
did.
I was like, "What?" I
Bro,
was like, I when they moved away, I was like, "Oh, the movie's over now. There's no point." And then when they found out what the presence followed them, I was like, "Oh shit!" Oh my god, that was crazy.
So what did you guys think of the ghoul?
The ghoul.
Yeah.
It
who?
was the ghoul. Apparently.
Uh, uh, the, uh, the ghoul who,
Wait, are you talking about the guy, the weird looking guy, the creepy looking guy?
yeah, the one who
Oh,
possessed.
the one that when he saw the video, there was a creepy looking dude.
Oh
Yeah,
my god. Yeah.
yeah,
That was creepy. Bro,
That
you
was
know the
creepy.
scene? You know the scene, Jake, where he was looking at the pictures or the
Oh yeah.
video, and then the guy moved and he was looking at him, and then he moved
Oh
back to
yeah.
the.
No. Nope. That was. Oh my god.
I was like, how did he do that, bro?
My god.
But Jake, I was gonna tell you the whole double watch party thing. We can still do that because there's another movie that I did put on the list. It's next. It's after Sinister 2. It's Insidious: The Red Door.
Okay.
I had that on the list.
I was just saying that I miss those days that we used to do those all the time.
I mean, we can still do it. I mean,
I know.
Sinister 2 and The Red Door is like.
We've just been so busy. So
Yeah.
we've been slacking on that.
All right,
Like,
guys, I'm gonna call it here for the night. You guys are more than welcome to hang out
are
after
you?
this.
Yeah. Are
The
you gonna
stream.
stay in here and hang out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're about to head on out for the night. I really appreciate
Continue to watch party. We will.
everyone being on. Jake, Chosen, Melissa, and Joe.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. And share, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next Friday. Later.